Hey guys, what's up? How y'all doing? I'm here to talk to you guys about the new episode of ReZero on Season 3 on Episode 6 or Episode 56 or the total number of episodes. This episode right here was actually pretty nice, and the way how it ended, etc. was a little like, shockingly that is Subaru-like, and it was kind of bothering me a bit, but I guess that's just him, and if he's gonna talk with him with his actions, best to do that when it comes to when the situation comes about. So if anything else, let's just get this started right away. We have Amelia waking up talking to one of the wives of Regulus Cornelius or Cornelius himself, while she's trying to figure out what's going on. Considering that the city of water is in danger. As for Subaru, he is founded by Priscilla and that singing girl. I am so sorry. It's just like that girl has not been in the spotlight too much that I've forgotten her name, or I just don't bother to remember her. Maybe because she's not really showing much importance throughout this arc. But eventually, after seeing this episode, she does show some importance due to the fact of a certain archbishop being a total douche with uneasiness, but she ends up having to relieve people of those uneasy hearts. I'll get to that just a moment, but not before we get to see Subaru being, like I said, found by Priscilla and ends up talking with her, and she decides to show him what she can do. She's not only a royal candidate, but she's also a fighter. We get to see in this episode where she freaking summons a sword through her own magic ability and ends up slicing all the magic beasts that was trying to hurt them. Eventually, we have Priscilla take Subaru and the bard, the singing girl, to a location where the people are taking shelter, and apparently they are not in a very good mood in terms of like what's happening with their emotions and running rampant and being in a very bad riot. It's being caused by the Archbishop of Wrath. You know, Sirius. I'm just gonna call her Sirius because that's just an easy name to remember, and that's the way how I'm able to remember her is because she's crazy, and her ability to like make people go crazy. Other than that, we get to see that the girl, the singing girl of the Water City, we get to see that with her singing ability being shown, and she performed in front of all these uneasy people under the influence of the Archbishop of Wrath, she managed to calm them down, and that they are back to their regular selves to a point that's not chaotic. So we have to eventually Subaru decides to take separate ways for now to go reunite with his other allies and find a way to save Amelia, all things considered. And as for Amelia, she actually feels uneasy with Regulus Cornelius as a husband to many wives, but also a person that is willing to kill a wife like no problem right away if they don't meet his expectations, which apparently is brutal. And Amelia's like, are you freaking serious? What the hell is wrong with this guy? And the girl, who apparently has that neutral expression of not caring, and just dealing with it, says this is just how it is. Sometimes marriages don't need to be happy. I'm thinking in my mind, that's kind of like screwed up, considering that Regulus Cornelius is the one that must have forced his wives to be this way, and if they are not the way he wants them to be, it's like, you're done. I'm killing you right off the bat. As for Subaru, he almost gotten killed or eaten by a magic beast, but we have Julius show up and help Subaru out. Eventually, we are in a very bad situation right now because after they relocate to a certain base, after what happened to the first base, we get to hear some bad news about Krush, and I mean very bad news. Due to the fact that she was infected by the dragon's blood, compared to Subaru, despite him losing his leg, it somehow came back to him, but not in a way that's like, I guess, normal appearance looking, and even though he will get a cut on the leg, which Priscilla decides to do a test on him, it will heal up. As for Krush, We don't know what really happened to her, but all I can really say is that the wolf guy, I am so sorry I call him the wolf guy. I really wish that, like, that I could properly remember certain characters' names because they're not that on the spotlight for me. Sorry for being a little insulting, but other than that, Ricardo, yeah, I'm looking at the list right now. Ricardo told Subaru that you should not see her right now. I could tell you right now, if you see her right now, it's gonna really wreck you to pieces. Even Phalis is actually in a very bad state of tears and sadness. So at this point, Julius knows that, and Ricardo, the wolf-looking guy, ends up telling Subaru, like, don't look at her, man. I mean, it's really bad. How much I can tell you. Eventually, we have to. Amelia ends up eavesdropping on Regulus Cornelius' conversation after she might have wanted to escape, possibly. But we have to it that before we get to see more of her doing some kind of weird action event, we get to see Subaru meeting up with Anastasia and talking to Julius. After much talk of figuring out what to do and what the artificial spirit along the Tomb of Wisdom and Amelia, Subaru says we're going to save everybody and we're going to not have any casualties, because that's just how it is. Us knights have to do our best and might want to look cool, even in the face of death. I'm thinking in my mind, yeah, you know, this is the ending what Subaru says, and many people, I'm pretty sure a friend of mine also told me that many say that Subaru is pretty boring and he's weak and he doesn't get much development. He's useless. Okay, I could say this for certain, is that Subaru is weak. I could say that 100% sure. He's not as strong as any other character, and he's only human. He doesn't have any special abilities or powers, that much is to be said, but he's sure as hell he ain't useless. I mean, he only has to return by death kind of thing at a checkpoint, but he has his ways of, like, helping many people, and when it comes to protecting people he cares and loves about, he'll go all the way to give it his best, even though it will go up and down, and he's not that kind of a guy to go good with political talks and all, but he is sure as hell will find a way to get the job done and try to benefit everybody all together. So, despite Subaru making that crazy speech, which apparently is somewhat kind of like cringy, I guess cringe, but he's really set to get ready to go into. He's really set to really like get things on the roll and get it done. Like, save the city, defeat all the witches, defeat the witches cult, and bring back to the way things are. And there's a post-credit scene involving Amelia entering Regulus Cornelius' room and ends up looking at the device that he uses for communication. And Amelia will actually end up having to somehow communicate with Al and says, hey, what's this? I got a response. Hello? Anyone want to talk to me? And Amelia's like, Al? And the episode ends off there. So, looks like to me we're about to, like, get into good action. Hopefully things will look great. Hopefully things will go smoothly, but we'll have to see how that turns out, because the Witches Cult is a formidable force. Not to mention, you got a lot of archbishops there whose abilities and powers can be very overwhelming. And as for Reinhardt, we haven't seen him in action yet, but I could guarantee you, once he goes into fighting mode, he's gonna turn the tide. He's like pretty much one of the, I guess, ace in the holes kind of thing, because that's just how strong he is. We've seen him in action multiple times, and he's not someone to underestimate. If the Witches Cult might have made one mistake, that's to like not attacking when Reinhardt is around. So, looking forward to see him in action, because I'm pretty sure he ain't gonna hold back either. So until then, I'll see you guys later. I'm Alpha Zero. Have a good day. I'll see you guys next time. All right. Peace out. Bye bye. Toot-toot-toot.